Alright guys, and we are live with the May stream. I want to thank all the moderators who showed up today. Thank you guys very much for always coming. Lanny, thank you for coming into the stream tonight. We have a very interesting chat we'll be talking about. If you guys remember or don't remember, I did not do a stream in April. I was kind of burnt out. I didn't want to put any streams up. Apologies, I'm having a sinus drip situation right now. Apologies for that. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay in the stream. Everything should be good to go. I got my mic set and everything sounds good, at least hopefully on your guys' side. We're going to be talking about, again, there was no stream in April. Again, I wanted, as I mentioned just a second ago, I wanted a little bit burnt out, didn't want to do any streams. Of course, today is May, in this case, May 2nd, the very first Tuesday of a month we normally do a stream. It's going to be another 30-minute stream. If you're not familiar with the format, we just talk about all sorts of geeky pop culture stuff. That's the idea of the stream. I usually have a theme, a thematic. If you're new to the chat, usually, or to the streaming process I'll do a particular theme or thematic. I'll be talking about something. It could be convention stuff, it could be Funko stuff, it could be action figure stuff. It could be something brand new. As you would have saw the thumbnail, we're talking about Loungefly tonight, mainly because my wife just got involved in Loungefly. It's something that is new to her, which I'll talk more about that as we start up the stream. Again, we're top the hour of 9 o'clock. Hopefully you guys come into the stream tonight, have some fun. Moderators are on their toes. Keep up the great work, mods. The drink for tonight, something a little bit different, Mountain Dew based. It's a brand new drink, just came out. It's listed as Summer Freeze. As I mentioned many times, I'm not sponsored by Mountain Dew. I just like Mountain Dew. This looks, if you read the verbiage here, it basically says, with a blast of summer Americana. Basically, it looks like an old school cherry pop, or the blast pops you would have gotten at, like, from the ice cream truck. The red, white, and blue pops you would have gotten when you were a kid. That's the flavor of this drink, basically. It's basically raspberry, cherry, and lemon combined together. That's what the old school flavored blast pops would have been, or rocket pops. You would, if you know a rocket pop when you see it. They're it's weird shaped. It's three flavors combined into one. You can buy those in Publix or whatever supermarket you go to. That's the flavor of this. Does it really taste like that? It's very, very sweet. So, let's talk about the stream tonight. So, let's talk about stuff I picked up. Quite honestly, me personally, Rook personally, not... Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Titus. As far as what I picked up, not a whole lot of stuff this particular month, or even in the last month in April. One item I did purchase, I'm going to showcase it off real quick, because I'm going to do a short on it, and I'm going to do a full review on it as well. The short's going up tomorrow, the full review is going up a couple days after that one, and that, of course, is the Funko Store exclusive, this guy right here. The Lights and Sound Optimus Prime. It is a Funko Store exclusive. I have not tried Ochi yet. I haven't seen that one yet, Titus. This is a Light and Sound Optimus. It looks very similar to the old school vintage G1 packaging, especially this top right here. This is straight out of Hasbro, straight out of G1. If you're not familiar, that's how basically the card back looked. Just this portion here, and for a Good Guy or Autobots, you would have this sort of design, look, and feel. Again, Optimus Prime, pop number 120. He has 3 different sayings he does have. Price point for this was $18 US. It goes with a story with that particular pop, because I was checking a couple of people who picked this item up specifically, and they advised on other YouTube channels that there was a lot of problems on Funko's website when that dropped. I'm not sure the reasoning why, specifically. I didn't have any problems when I went and bought it. I had no problems at all. I did click the link. It took a little bit of time to propagate through Funko's store. I clicked the link, nothing was there. I clicked it again, nothing was there. I clicked a third time, it finally did display in the store. I went to my credit card, went through my process, put in my cart, put my credit card in, and it took it. So I didn't have an issue there. There are a lot of people who were trying to purchase it, had issues trying to find it like I did originally, but when they put their card in, they would not process the cards. There was something going on in their shopping carts that would not process correctly. Yep. Yeah, I got mine a few days ago, Laney. It looks really good. I do like the way he looks. He will be fully reviewed. I know there's a lot of people who are doing some reviews on him. I'm not going to be the only person in town who reviewed this one, which is kind of surprising. When I did my review on the blue gelatinous cube, I'm one of the only people who, one of the only persons on YouTube who did a full unboxing and review of that pop. I'm not sure the reason why specifically. It had done really well on the channel. It's like close to 650 views. And that's a lot for me. Most of my videos, I'll be lucky to crack 100 views. So that tells me that video is doing really, really well on YouTube. And I usually will share, like, shorts. When I put my shorts up, they will also, taking out of context, when I do a short content, again, it's anything from 15 seconds up to a minute, I will also put that and share it through Instagram and link it to Facebook. So if you see stuff, if you follow me on Instagram, those videos will most of the time go over to Facebook as well. Yeah, we're good. You're good, Desi. We just started a couple minutes ago. Let me show you the thing real quick here. We're doing a new drink, a new Mountain Dew right here, a Summer Freeze. And again, if you guys missed the stream, it'll be on video on demand. We talked briefly about this guy right here, the new pop. This is the new Optimus Prime. I didn't talk about price point. This is only $18 US. Not too bad. With shipping and tax, it came out to about close to $30. But that would be all in. But the physical price of this was $18. Again, I had no problems picking mine up through Funko Store. A lot of people had a lot of issues. I was not one of them. My credit card went through with no problem, but a lot of people who were trying to make that order, and it was just that item that went up that day as far as something new would go. That was the only thing that really dropped, and that was causing a lot of problems. I don't think it's the item specifically. I think there was something going on with their back end, with their credit card processing system, and that was causing a lot of issues. So, that being said, yeah, about 18 bucks for that guy. It will be done as a short video, probably tomorrow, and a couple days, a full unboxing and review. So keep your eyes posted for that. Again, if you're not familiar or aware, I do YouTube Shorts now. I try doing them Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and sometimes on Saturdays. So I'm putting up content almost every single day. When I do a short video, it could be Funko stuff. It could be action figures. It can be a statue. It can be talking about my cats or my dog. It could be something looking at nature, looking at a squirrel. I do everything across the board when I do my shorts. It's really there to generate interest for the long form content, for my longer videos. And what I mean by longer videos, anything over a minute. Most of the time people are watching videos, if it's long form, I would say maybe 5 to 10 minutes long. Those are most of my videos. That's in that sweet spot. It's usually about 5 to 10 minutes in length, or my long form contents. I have my marathon content, which I've done one video so far about it, and it was a hour-long video, and it was basically some of my most watched videos on my channel. That was the idea of it. Some of my old form, some of my most watched videos, but from the past. I'm going to be doing another one of those videos shortly. Again, all I'm doing is basically just stripping off the front end and the back end, the intro and the outro, and I'm just pasting it into a video through my editor. And what it will be is it'll just be that entire video, and I'm going to be doing it probably the most watched videos on my channel, period. Anything that has high views, I'm going to look at the highest video down, it's going to be in that video. And I'm hoping to make it at least an hour or longer. Because people sometimes want to watch really long form content, really like marathon content. They might want to watch it for an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours. Some people like to watch that. It's up to them, but I figured, you know what, it could help with the watch time. It's an idea. I've only done one video so far. It did okay. It didn't do great. I think I had like 50 views on it. It wasn't a super watched form of content. Some of my other videos, which are very surprising, is what I get a decent amount of views on. Specifically like that gelatinous cube, that blue one. I didn't think it would do that well. My 3 reasons to buy the Boba Fett statue, which is it's that guy right there. Hopefully you can see it. Let me grab it real quick. This guy right here. I did a video talking about 3 reasons to buy this statue, which is a Diamond Select statue that has like 350 views. I took a cue out of a couple people who do a lot of YouTube content, doing things like 3 reasons to do something, 5 reasons to not to do something, 10 reasons or 7 reasons, giving you a reasoning to do something or not do something. So I said 3 reasons to buy this statue. And the video's done pretty well on the channel. I'm rather happy about the turnout for this video. Excuse me. For a while, I wasn't getting a lot of of content. It wasn't getting a lot of views. The word I'm looking for is traction. It wasn't getting a lot of people watching this video. I'm not sure the reason why, but all of a sudden it blew up, and I'm very happy people liked the content. It was very difficult to shoot because it was a different sort of video. Did anybody watch any of my rant videos lately? The Blue Lantern one, that got a lot of heat. Jackie, and it got a lot of heat from a place I didn't think it would, and it was a Facebook group called. It's a. I have to get the name of it here. Give me a second here. It is the Blog of Oa. That's what it was. And I'm a member of the Blog of Oa. It is a Facebook group, a Green Lantern dedicated site. A lot of well-established people in the Green Lantern community go to that site. It's well respected. And the video was basically a rant video about this guy right here. About the Blue Lantern, Kyle Rayner. And I get what McFarlane Toys was going for. I understand what they were trying to do. I just think it was a slap in the face to the collector when you had a face sculpt that looked very, very bad and just a repurposed suit that was done from the original Blackest Night wave, just done up as Blue Lantern colors, and it still has a weird look and feel, and they repurposed some of these effects here and the lantern here from the Parallax, which was a gold label exclusive. They didn't even bother having the common courtesy to change the symbol on top of the power battery. To me, that is a slap in the face of the collector, and that's why I was kind of pissed and I was mad when I did that video, and it got a lot of heat. There's an old saying in wrestling, if you're familiar with old school wrestling, especially WCW wrestling, back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a phrase coined by Eric Bischoff that controversy equals cash. So even if you talk about something negatively, it will draw attention to it. No matter what you say, people will always put their opinion in, and it will always stir up a topic, and always stir up a debate. And that's what I was hoping to talk about. Again, I liked the idea of the figure. They need to have more lanterns. They absolutely do. Let me fix this light real quick, guys, because it is bothering me beyond no ends. There we go. Much better. Hopefully that looks better now. That's just too bright. Let me tweak that a little bit. There we go. It was just flashing a lot. So that was the reason why I was upset with the figure. And there's not enough lanterns to begin with. And I wasn't bashing it because they made a lantern. They made a McFarlane Toy exclusive, repurposed it. It's basically just a paint deco. That's all that really is. Personally, I wish I would have used the Target gold label Kyle head, which would have been this one, which I haven't even reviewed yet, which is this one, which is a much better head sculpt. Hopefully you can see it right there. It's a much better head sculpt. But they didn't use this one. They used the other one, which was the Blackest Night one. I wasn't a fan of that one. I didn't like the way it looked. And to me personally, they could have done better. They took a shortcut, and to me, that wasn't a good idea. Again, if you're coming into the stream, we're doing some Mountain Dew. Again, for video on demand people, a little bit more Mountain Dew action. But the main reason we're in the stream tonight, guys, the main reason we're talking this stream is something that my wife recently got into. We were at MegaCon 2023, and I was shooting content like I normally do. Hopefully the camera will refocus properly. There we go, much better. Sorry about that. So we're at MegaCon 2023, and I'm shooting my content like I normally do. My wife kind of got pulled to the side when she was looking at some stuff, and she started looking at these backpacks. And if you're not familiar, in 2017, Funko purchased a company called Loungefly. They were established, I want to say, in the late 90s. I think it is. I could be wrong on my dates. And they purchased Loungefly. And the reason why it's a good combination is Loungefly did a lot of these character backpacks or bags. They do wearables, basically. They do backpacks, they do bags, purses, wristlets, they do wallets, they do fanny packs, they do crossbody bags. Anything that would be considered a bag or something to hold something in is what Loungefly specializes in. And the reason why they work so well at Funko is Funko has a massive IP of a lot of characters and properties that Loungefly can dip into, provided that they have a license in their basic catalog that would work for a wearable. Because you can own a license for something and you might not be able to make it in a certain scale or a certain way. For example, if you look at a normal Funko Pop for things like Marvel or Star Wars, or even, let's say, maybe certain Disney characters, those might be, especially Star Wars and Marvel, those two specifically, they can't make a pop that's not a bobblehead because they don't have the master license for a vinyl figure in that scale to do that. That's why it has to have a bobble. That is the reasoning. If you're asking me, Rook, why does my Marvel Pops have bobbles and my DC Pops don't? That's the reasoning why, because they don't have the master license that allows them to do that. If they had it, they would never make them as bobbleheads. Just so you know that now. That's the reasoning why. They make a lot of Lantern figures, Lanny, specifically because of back during Jeff Johns' run, they decided to make the emotional spectrum and think of it the colors of the rainbow. And what they decided to do is because you had normal lanterns, which were green. You had the Sinestro. You had Sinestro, which was his yellow ring, which was fear. They just basically, and you had the Star Sapphires, which was a pinkish color. So they decided to expand that and just make it for different cores, and that was their idea. Me personally, I like it. Does Funko own Loungefly? Yes, they do. Yes, Lanny. Funko owns the company Loungefly. They actually own it. They bought the company, so they're underneath Funko's umbrella. So things inside Loungefly can use the Funko again if they have the licensing to do it. So there's a lot of properties out there to make these bags. And I've done my first review about a week and a half ago on Loungefly. I'm going to be doing more of these because my wife has a big collection now. She's branching into all sorts of stuff. So there's going to be stuff that are Disney stuff. You're going to see Marvel stuff. You're going to see He-Man. You're going to see Disney Princess stuff. You're going to see all sorts of stuff across the board, running the gambit. I want to showcase what a bag would look like. If you've never seen a Loungefly bag, if you go to, let's say, your Hot Topics, if you go to your box lunch, specifically, you can go to loungefly.com. And again, just like Mountain Dew, I'm not sponsored by Mountain Dew. I'm not sponsored by Loungefly. I'm not sponsored by Hot Topic. I'm not sponsored by Box Lunch. If they're watching the stream, they're more than welcome to reach out to me and sponsor. For sponsorship, I have no problem. I have no problem at all. So I want to showcase real quick what a bag would look like. This is considered their mini backpack. So this is what a bag would look like. This is their Iron Man bag. I did a full review breakdown of this. This was my very first time I shot content of Loungefly. I had no clue what I was doing. Again, I tried to go how I normally would shoot a Funko review. And if you notice, it looks like a Funko Pop. And that's by design. Because if you look at the placard here, it says Pop on the side. And it has the Loungefly logo on the bottom. You see it right there. Most of the bags, if you see them that are Loungefly, will have a placard either on the side or on the front of the bag. I've done a review, so I'm not going to go and break down this bag again, but there are some gimmicks that make this bag very cool. Again, this bright red color, the hot rod red, as Tony Stark would say. There are gimmicks with it, so you can see on the back of the tag, there are some gimmicks with this particular bag. Loungefly would do this, they'll show all the gimmicks and show you what this bag can do. If you look through all the literature here, let me find it right there, there it is. So there's a little place card right here that tells you what this bag does. So there's literally two gimmicks with this bag. Most of the time, Loungefly bags. What do I think about Loungefly bags? I don't dislike them. My wife was looking for something to collect, something to be into. I'm into Funko. You can look around the room, you see all the Funko stuff here. I've been collecting since 2015. So I have a pretty extensive collection. Oh, thanks for coming into the chat, Stephanie. Thank you very much. I've seen some of the FYE bags. I've seen them as well. FYE, if you're not familiar, they do get involved in Loungefly. They have a small little section, at least one near our mall has one. It's very hard to find a lot of FYEs now. A lot of their stores have closed down. But specifically this bag, there are gimmicks to this bag. I got this one specifically for, I think I got this one for, it was selling for about 70, I think there's a price on here. Is there a price on here? I think it was selling for 75. I got it for 40 bucks on Amazon. So I was very, very happy that I got a good deal on it. One thing about Loungefly, if you go to their website, they have a lot of sale bags. So if you're looking for something specific, I would not necessarily pay MSRP. So if you see a bag that's $75, $80, $90, $100, don't just buy the bag for the price you see on the sticker. Look online, do your homework. If you're looking for a specific bag, backpack, wristlet, wallet, whatever the case may be. Do your homework before you just jump on something. Loungefly puts out new product, I think, every day, much like Funko. If you look at Loungefly's site side by side to Funko's, they look very similar as far as the look, the feel, the navigation, because they just basically mirrored the Funko site for Loungefly. That's kind of what they did. The layout, that's what I'm looking at. The words I'm looking for. The layout is very, very similar. So this bag specifically has two gimmicks with it. Again, it looks very much like a pop, because it's, again, part of the pop wave. So one of the gimmicks is this right here. You pull the top placard up, the top face mask rather, and you see Tony Stark underneath. Now you can specifically lock this face mask in so it would be permanently locked up. You basically pin it in place if you wanted to. Now Stephanie has way too many bags. My wife, I think, has right now, I think she has like 35 bags, and she started about a month ago. So she's very much, she's all in on Loungefly. She really likes these bags. Her favorite bag, quite honestly, is very, very surprising. They have what they call their OG bag, or their original bag. One way to tell that, if you're not familiar, if you look at the placard here, at the very, very bottom of the placard, on the side of it, you'll see next to the Y, you'll see a little crown. If you see a little crown, that is their newer bags. If you see a little heart, that is their quote-unquote OG bag, or original bag. Just be aware of that. Usually an original bag are much harder to get, the little heart bags, than a normal crown on their placard, because they are a newer bag, not an older bag. The bag that she has specifically is an older bag. It is like a little chibi Marvel bag, and she said to me she loves carrying that bag around. It is the most comfortable bag she's ever worn. Not my words, those are hers. And she's worn all sorts of purses and all sorts of crazy bags. So when she says that she's wearing a backpack, you know, someone who's in her 50s, and doesn't have an issue with it. It's not a lot of weight on the shoulders. It holds up really, really well. The bag is she got it on, I think she got it like on Amazon or an eBay deal. But the bag was really, it was well kept, and there was no tags on it. And that's one thing you might want to look for. If you're looking to keep a bag mint, make sure you get the tags. Are Loungefly bags more for display than practical use? Probably depends on a person. Desi, definitely. This bag here, would she ever wear this bag? I don't know. But that DC bag specifically, or excuse me, that Marvel bag specifically, she takes it around because she wants to wear that bag. You have bags that are sequin bags. Would I recommend wearing those? Probably not. They're very, very fancy and flashy bags. Do I recommend taking them out somewhere on a town? Probably not. If you're taking this to, let's say, a con, absolutely. This would be perfect for a con bag. This would be great for a con bag. And sometimes you'll see bags like this, and sometimes they call them cosplay bags. Specifically, there might be bags, sometimes they have sayings on the back. Like this one does have a saying. I'll move stuff out the way so you can see it. Right there. It says, I am Iron Man on the bottom. Some bags have something, some bags don't. Some bags, let's say if they're cosplay bags, might have something on the back like a tail or a set of wings. Like, let's say, looking at Tinkerbell, for instance. They have a lot of Tinkerbell bags, and there'll be wings on the back of the bag. Those would be considered their cosplay bags. So people, you'll see this, if you go to a Comic-Con, every other person will have a Loungefly bag. Every other person probably has one. I've seen it all the time. Even out in the wild, me and my wife will go, oh, look, that person has a Loungefly bag now. And now she can get into conversations with people only because she now knows what these things are about. There is a second gimmick with this bag, and this is the reason why I bought this bag for her. I didn't buy this bag for me. This is the bag for her. The reason why I bought this bag is because of this function right here. It has the arc reactor in the front. There's a little switch on the inside right here that you just basically flip right here. My finger is. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Right there. A little device that you could toggle on and off to get the arc reactor. And you basically get the arc reactor. That's the gimmick with it. So it's a very nice bag. Would I recommend wearing this all the time? Probably not. This bag, to me personally, is more of a display bag. That was Desi's question. Is this really a display bag? I say this is more of a display bag. We have some sitting on top of a tall display counter now with a lot of our Loungefly stuff on a very, very tippy top. We have stuff like Castle Grayskull. We have a Superman bag. We have a lot of bags that we're putting up there specifically because we have that countertop that we have. It's a very tall one that we have a lot of my statues, a lot of my Thor stuff, a lot of my Captain America stuff, some Superman stuff, a lot of Star Wars stuff inside that cabinet. And this is one of the bags that are sitting on top now. Again, would I recommend wearing this? me personally, this is more of a collectible bag than a wearable bag. Is it functional? Yes, it is functional. You can take this around, you can take it out. The only issue I have is when you have a bag that looks like this with the shiny material, it's really prone to the weather and is prone to tearing. I've heard about that from people who bought this bag, who were wearing it for about 2 weeks, and the red was peeling away from the bag because of the weather, the amount of beating this bag took. So to me personally, this is a display bag, not really a wearable bag. That was the question. To answer that question. That's my personal opinion. Yeah. And that's correct, Stephanie. The heart logo is usually, traditionally, more money. They're much harder to find. Those ones would be considered like OOP, out of print. The equivalent in the Funko world is being vaulted, if you want to use the term. It's a vaulted bag or a vaulted pop. That would be the terminology. It could be Titus, but I don't know how long that the light would last. I think the batteries are interchanged. There might be like either they're single cell batteries or they're a single AAA. I haven't really taken apart the mechanism to look. So you probably could replace the batteries. And I think there's information on the literature in the back of the bag. So if you wanted to swap the batteries, you probably could. It's something you probably could take, if a kid's wearing it, they could use it as like a flashlight. You could. Is it the brightest? No. Again, we'll grab it real quick here. Is it the most brightest LED? Not really. No. I mean, it gets the job done. I mean, again, it's not super bright, as you can see here. I mean, it's not the brightest. I have my hand over it, so it's not the brightest, but it gets the job done. It gets the effect, the arc reactor. That's the whole point of the gimmick. And again, this mask goes up and down. There are a lot of bags that are like this, that are part of the Pop Wave line. And again, you'll know that if you look at the placard. Again, if you look at the placard on the side here, it does say Pop. So you know if it's part of the Pop Wave. You'll see the bags will be like Disney or maybe Disney parks. There are bags that are exclusive to the parks. You can't get them anywhere else but the parks. Or through, let's say, a Disney store or Disney.com, your eBays. I guarantee if you go to eBay, you're just going to get hammered on an up cost. So be aware of that. If you're looking to purchase any of these bags, if you're looking to, do your homework. Figure out what you want first and foremost. That was what I recommend. If you're looking for a specific type of bag, do your homework. Because if you don't do your homework, you're going to get ripped off. Someone will take advantage of you. You want to get the best possible deal you can get. Places like Macari is a good place to go to. Poshmark can go to as well. Again, I'm not an expert. My wife is the expert when it comes to bags and wearables. That's what she knows. She will spend hours scavenging the interweb, looking for the best possible deal. And she found some good deals. They do have bag protectors, Desi. They literally look like this, but they're bigger. They look like a pop protector, but much, much larger. They do sell them. I've seen them. There's a couple YouTubers that my wife watches specifically that have showcased these big bag protectors. You can buy backpacks, bags to keep them dust free, because I think they're called a dust free bag. You can purchase them. It is something that is out there. You can get them. They are not cheap. They are kind of pricey. So again, do your homework. Buy the bags you want to buy, because I guarantee you it's almost as bad as Funko, because from the perspective of they drop bags constantly and they're much more expensive. If you look at a normal pop, if I grab I'll just grab a guy here. If I grab my Bugs Bunny King pop here, this one was, I think, $10 US. That bag that I showed you was normally selling for $75. So $10 pop, $75 bag. So the bags are much more expensive because they are functional. You can do stuff with these bags. Where a pop, you stick it on a shelf. It's not usable. So just be aware of that these bags are very, very expensive. So I would definitely do your research. Buy the stuff that you're interested in. Definitely, if you're looking for good deals, Loungefly, I would definitely look at their clearance sales. Definitely go there. I would use, if you go to Box Lunch, definitely keep your eyes open. They sometimes have a lot of markdown products. You can use one thing that's very, very good, you can use the Box Lunch money, which is just like Hot Cash for Hot Topic. It's the same sort of deal. 15 off of 30, and I think it's 30 off of 50 or 45, something like that. I think it's starting off at 50. And you can use those against Loungefly. You can use those, the hot caches for them. The only time I don't think you can use hot cache or the box lunch money, those are a pre-release bag. I should try to get one for the Dumbo, which is the Dumbo bag for Disney, and it has the mom elephant holding little Dumbo in her trunk swinging. It's something I'm probably going to review on the channel. But that's something that we couldn't use the box lunch money for specifically because it was a pre-release bag. We couldn't use that. There are certain restrictions that are in place for those websites. Just be aware of that. It's all I recommend. So basically that's it, guys. So we're going to be doing some more Loungefly. Definitely be doing Loungefly. I hope you guys will enjoy it. I know I'm ranting, raving for about 15 minutes about this, so I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. Again, we're going to try to do some. Hopefully you guys dig it. Hopefully you want to see more of it. So if you haven't seen it before, we do streams here once a month, usually the first Tuesday of a month, about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Similar sort of format that you're seeing here. I'll talk about pickups. I'll talk about a particular topic. Sometimes I'll do open Q&A. You guys ask me questions. We'll fire back like quick fire rounds of questions. I usually will answer chat as quickly as I can. I have my moderators that are taking care of chats for people that are, let's just say, trying to use language where they shouldn't or try to bully people. I have them on point to help out with those sort of issues. So it is 9:30, guys. I want to thank everybody who came into the stream tonight, especially all the new people who did show up. Again, we do this the very first Tuesday of a month, about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, I want to thank all the people who came in. Thank you, moderators. And then you can, if you missed any part of the stream, you can catch it on video on demand about 12, I want to say about 10 to 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. As after this video goes live, you'll see it on video demand. That will then show up. So if you want to watch the full video, if you missed something, you can watch it there. So again, I want to thank everybody who came into the stream tonight, guys. We're cutting it off at 3, 2, 1. Take care.